Next topic here. Trying to talk about James Bond stuff. There's a lot of debate about James Bond.
If he should be a
Who
woman
the
now.
next? Oh, that comes up, man. That does come up.
Yeah, or gay, or
I haven't
black,
heard that one.
or a gay black woman. That would be real interesting how they work that plot.
That's not a bad idea with this whole thing.
I mean, as a writer, it's got to be a lot more interesting to do than just another boring British guy.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay, yeah. So who's the next James Bond? That's been in question, man. I've heard interesting things about it. I've heard it's a three-horse race. Not Tom Hardy is he's out of the running.
Why he thinks he's too good for it?
I think he's a little too old. I think it's kind of
What do you
that.
mean? Daniel Craig was and Pierce Brosnan were like fucking 80 at the time.
They were under 40. They were under 40. Don't
I,
look it,
I didn't know
but
that.
they
Daniel
were.
Craig looks fucking old.
Yeah, I mean that's also what sucks. I had this clip that or this article that would have been perfect here because it would have showed you the different James Bonds.
What happened?
Let me see if I can find it. Infograph. Find that infograph.
It's a three-horse race, and Tom Hardy's not included.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were saying.
That's gonna be awkward for the three actors involved.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Um, but
Has there
what
ever
if it
been
is a
a
woman?
case of like an actor hiring or themselves killing another actor because of animosity over getting a part over them? Especially if it's something that was really successful.
I've only heard that with ice skating.
Because that'd be a good movie.
Yeah, so I mean, the first one here was Sean Connery. We know
No,
that.
isn't it that David Niven guy?
No, he was 67. He was the one. I think he did two movies.
Just like somebody's grandfather. It's not very.
Oh, I see. He just did one movie in between doing Sean Connery doing movies. That is a weird James Bond choice. The one thing I noticed about this is that Timothy Dalton, the guy before Pierce Brosnan, they almost look like the same fucking person.
Yeah.
So I get what they were going for in that
Well,
era.
Roger Moore is not in color. That kind of
Yeah,
throws
but
some shit off.
you know what Roger Moore looks like.
Not really.
Sean Connery.
Why the
Yeah,
fuck do you think I
You know
have
what?
some like vivid memory of Roger Moore?
You don't know. You haven't seen like some of these are the most famous ones, like
I've only seen
Moonraker,
the Pierce
Octopussy.
Brosnan one,
Really? Okay.
and that's because
I
the
mean,
game.
I have not seen a lot of Bond. I kind of was thinking about it. I
Me
have to
either.
brush
They're
up on
pretty
Bond.
boring.
That's all I've always thought. But yeah, the first one was Sean Connery. David Nevin did a one movie, Casino Royale, which got remade.
I like the ones with Ava Green. Uh,
Well,
that
Casino
that was
Royale
like a
was in that.
that was like a poker based thing.
That was Casino Royale in
Yeah,
2006. It's almost 20 years old. It's what is it?
and then
17
there's
years
that
old now.
newer one with Gerard Depardieu or whatever, who's trying to have sex with him or something, and he takes his teeth out.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. It's interesting to think who they'll pick when I look at people like this. I don't know if Daniel Craig really fit the role either.
All the titles of the movies are I don't know.
I think they're pretty good.
They're so ambiguous.
Yeah, but at least they're kind of like intriguing.
Yeah, like
And I like
Octopussy.
how it's yeah, so I mean, and I like also how the James Bond movies don't really put James Bond Octopussy. James Bond isn't in the title or 007 this or that. Like I kind of like that.
Well, it's not here.
Also, I like how episodic James Bond is, how it's it's almost like each whole story is its own thing. I know the Daniel Craig movies, Casino Royale, Quantum Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die, they all kind of like lined up as like a 5 movie continuum thing, which I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, that motherfucker's lucky. He got a big ass
Oh yeah.
franchise out of that shit. And he was doing I don't think he was doing anything else other than that.
Yeah, and I don't know if he was ever particularly that good either.
I don't know. That movie Layer Cake's not bad.
But we do know this about the next Bond movie is that Rebel Wilson auditioned for the Bond movie. So is she the next Bond? When you're talking about a female
She looks
Bond?
pretty thin now.
Is that enough for her to be Bond, though?
What did she get? Lap band or something?
I think it's liposuction or something. Something probably. She's been in Hollywood a bit.
She's Australian, right?
She's British. No,
Oh, I don't know why I thought she was Australian.
I don't think so. She's I wonder if she's lost her funny now that she's not fat. Or was she ever funny?
I mean, Horatio Sands got pretty fucked by that.
Right. He lost the fat, lost the funny. But yeah, okay, going back to the 3-horse race here. This is a 3-horse race between the next Bonds. It's looking like all British hunks, by the way. That's important, right? It's looking
that's
like
what it should be.
exactly.
It's like having Aragorn be, black guy in a magic game. Is that where they're gonna go next?
Right. Well, that is the thought. I've heard a lot of people say that.
How much of that franchise is gonna get alienated and just not care anymore?
Well, I mean, here's I found this article. It's 17 black actors that could be the next James Bond. I don't know who this guy is.
I know the guy on the left.
All right, Marshala Ali. I don't know.
Yeah. He's from
I don't know about that one. I think he's been in too many things.
He's in that Moonlight movie.
This is a woman, a black woman. You know what? I honestly kind of think that'll happen. I'm gonna put my money on a black woman.
She was in one of the other Bond movies.
So there you go. Throw her in. This is the Bridgerton guy.
Wait, she kind of looks like that Lupita. This guy's gay, right?
I don't know about that, but the word is that this guy has been in on all the auditions for Bond.
Well, it'd be good if he were gay, because then we could just check 2 boxes off at once. Maybe he's trans also.
This guy is in in Snowfall called Franklin. I don't know. I've never seen this guy.
That show sucks.
This guy, is he actually British? Daniel, I think he might be.
He was. I saw him on that that British talk show with the gay guy, and he sounded pretty British on there.
I mean, he plays a British character in the Across the Spider-Verse. So I kind of thought he was just putting it on, but it's really heavy British, so it makes sense he is.
Yeah, but there's different types of British accents too. There's like
Cockney. He was doing like he was doing the heavy Cockney stuff in the Across the Spider-Verse in his character. He was almost a little confusing to hear, and the animated character itself was a different style than anything else in the movie, and so it was a little jarring to look at too. It was like jarring to look at, jarring to hear. No, I can't really imitate it. I couldn't even do it. It sounded
Hello,
like the guy.
mate. Was it like that?
No, it was even crazier.
I'm off the Dodger. Something like that.
Yeah, it was more like that. It was more like that. John Boyega, I think, ain't gonna get a part.
You used
Ever
to do a
again.
really good accent of who was it? I think like a Scottish accent or no, like Australian or something.
I used to be able to do an Australian or like a New Zealand accent.
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was related to like Flight of the Conchords,
Yeah, I'd have to watch more of that to get into the zone.
but it was pretty accurate.
Could have been.
I feel like you could have passed.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, this guy was in the Watchmen and Candyman movie,
Yeah,
which
that's
sucked.
Candy. Oh, this is Met Gala, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say just from the outfit, right?
Well, just how overall
Yeah.
weird and gay. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have something weird and gay if you're going to the Met Gala. Speaking of weird and gay,
you're trying to
here's
fit
another
in.
weird and gay looking guy.
That's
I don't
Daniel
even know
Craig's son.
I don't know who this is. No. Yeah, I guess another woman.
Jacob Anderson, it says.
Could have
I don't
this
know who this
girl
is.
in it. Don't know who that is. I don't know who this motherfucker is either.
I don't know either.
I think this is getting towards bottom of the barrel.
Oh wow, he played Malcolm X and Barack Obama. Jesus, that guy might as well be walking on water right now.
Yeah, he's gotten both the big roles. Toshin Cole. Nope. Don't know who he
on
is.
Moses 61st Street. You don't know that?
Missed that one. Must have missed that one.
Did you miss it though? Did you actually?
I must have.
Missed it.
I must have. Soapy Dirisu. Okay,
Well, he's
we're gonna skip
British. He
over
was
him.
in something called Gangs of London.
This girl, Gugu Mabata
Gugu.
Raw. I feel like I've seen her before.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know where, but I feel like I have.
Can we IMDb that real quick? Because it's gonna bother me. Hold on.
Yeah, search this. Gugu. Interesting name.
Hold on. Yeah. Because I'm gonna get the Goo Goo Dolls if I don't do it right.
I can't say what I've seen her in, but I've seen her.
Hold on, let's see. Goo Goo. Mbatha Raw. So she's pretty fucking raw though.
Yeah, she's raw.
Beauty and the Beast, Concussion.
Oh, I've seen her in Belle. She's in the movie Belle. That's what she's probably best known for.
What the fuck is
Belle? She's like a rich black girl in 18th century England, and people want to marry her for her money and all that stuff. It's about it.
She's in Loki, the TV series.
Missed that one too.
Pretty much it.
Oh, she's in Dark Crystal as a voice. Okay, that's kind of cool. A Wrinkle in Time. Not really meant for us.
It's like a young teen book franchise, isn't it?
Yeah, probably also gearing towards black people. I've seen this girl
Jones before. I don't know what. Oh, Jupiter Ascending. There you go.
Oh,
that movie's good.
I've seen. Yeah, I've seen.
No.
I've seen this lady.
Wait, she's in Doctor Who.
Baptiste.
Do you remember her for that?
No,
because I thought you watched a good amount of Doctor Who.
I've watched a good amount of Doctor Who, but not a whole lot. I've seen a good bit of it though. Kirby Howell Baptiste, who's in The Sandman as Death. She was okay in that. It should have been a white goth girl, but they'll put a black goth girl.
I thought it was Kat Dennings.
That would probably, if you put Kat Dennings in like black hair, that probably worked better.
Oh no, Kat Dennings was the audio version.
This guy, Papa Asidu, no fucking clue. And yeah, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel right there.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But there is a favorite. There can only be one. This is like Highlander. The favorite is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Kick ass.
Kick ass.
But he's looking weird in that.
He's 32, but his wife is, I think, like 46.
But he's not British.
He is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's British, man.
I don't
His
think I've
wife.
seen him in a non-American part.
So what do you think about this? Is this very James Bond or no? He's 32. His wife is 56.
It might be about money.
I don't know. She's not anything rich. I think. I don't know.
Maybe her inheritance is, and she's old, so she'll die soon.
She's had cancer
I've seen
twice.
Indiana Jones trailer for the first time.
Oh, on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't look good, man. It's you know what sucks about it is it's such a movie that you could go out in such a good way, and it looks like it's gonna go out in a bad way.
It's funny. It looks like he's visibly like just exhausted and sighing after every clip. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
The next person in the list here of the three is James Norton. I've never seen this motherfucker before.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is.
But he looks like ruddy faced enough to maybe kind of. I guess he would fit more with the Daniel Craig look.
Yeah, his face does look pretty ruddy. He looks like he's 60, looks like, even though he's 37. That's why when you told me Daniel Craig met the age qualifications, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought he was like,
yeah,
70.
no, I think they want to get someone whose face looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, just someone who looks like a worn out handbag or wallet, you know, or like
they're like, all right,
piece of leather beef jerky that's been sitting out in the sun.
Bring some lads in. We want them to be under 40, but look 40 with a face like a nightmare. That's probably what they say.
Who's the third?
Henry Cavill. Honestly, probably should be James Bond. Him. No, I think it sounds like it's probably not, but it probably should be. That's what I'll say. If you're gonna pick someone, probably should be. I think they don't want to, because he was Superman. Everyone thinks of him as Superman. That it's too like
everyone thinks of him as from The Witcher.
Or The Witcher, yeah. But again, it'd be like you want to get someone to feel more like James Bond. This would just kind of feel like, oh, this is Superman or The Witcher. So probably not him.
Yeah, because you think about the other people who were casted as it, they didn't have franchises they were identified with beforehand, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was mostly like
even this guy, he's going to get pigeonholed into Game of Thrones shit.
Right. And also, I'm not quite sure that Richard Madden, like, he would work. If you're gonna talk people that would work as James Bond, actually, honestly, the Aaron Taylor Johnson guy, I really don't see it. Henry Cavill, I see it. He's got the looks. He can be kind of like sarcastic-y. You kind of have to be like sarcastic, kind of cheeky. I can see him doing that. Yeah, and the same Richard Madden, looks like he could be, but I can't see him being like sarcastic and cheeky. He doesn't really have that vibe.
The thing about him is that he has such a limited track record. It's almost like getting an unknown, but not.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first pick would be Henry. If I had to do this, I'd pick Henry Cavill, and then I'd probably the second one down would be this guy, Richard Madden.
Yeah, because he died early on enough to where he's not like a main character of Game of Thrones, but he's somewhat connectable to it.
Well, and then, he also has been in The Eternals, which was the worst rated Marvel movie of all times. But I don't know if you know about that. What's that shit?
You got a trailer?
Exactly. What's that shit indeed? Another person who probably would be a good James Bond, but I think he's 45. He's just sort of down on the probably aged out is Tom Hardy.
I don't know. I'm thinking like
Well, you know what
it's
should have
better to
happened
get
is they should have.
somewhat less recognizable people for it. Like
I agree.
Daniel
I'm
Craig
starting
and
to kind
Pierce
of see
Brosnan
that.
and all these other people were not. I don't think like that successful before this, and then James Bond's what launched them into recognition. I think that's the way to go. I don't think you want to get people
Honestly,
who have all this baggage and shit.
what should have happened is they should have cut that Daniel Craig series a little short and cast Tom Hardy like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, but he was
And
doing
now he was doing other shit. Yeah.
no, like not bigger shit, but he was like playing fucking he was in the Batman movie. You're not turning on
Yeah.
Batman for this.
Well, it would have been post that. All right. So then this Gene Page, black guy from Bridgerton. All right. We're gonna skip past that one. I mean, this guy looks like he could be James Bond. I kind of am cool with that. I don't know him, but to me, you know what? I could kind of see this. Someone I don't know. He kind of looks like he could be a James Bond. Idris Elba is definitely aged out. That's like undeniable. He's fucking
Yeah, but
50.
if there were if I would say if you were gonna make him black, this was probably the guy to do it with.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, let's say Idris Elba was 40. Yeah, I would say it's no brainer. Like, this is
What
a
does it
guy that you could
matter? Like
actually make.
he looks like
He looks
whatever,
younger, but
man.
I don't know.
Yeah, black
You
don't
know,
crack.
but here's the thing. It's like if you're gonna make the next James Bond, that means you're gonna have them for. I mean, look at the Daniel Craig thing. We had that clip up here. Um, Daniel Craig was James Bond from 2006 to 2020. So we're
Yeah, that's a
talking
long
like a
run.
14-year run. So you just can't really have Idris Elba being 64 as James Bond. So I get that one.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You kind of honestly, you kind of want to get someone even younger than a
It'd
lot of
be
these
like having
people.
Harry Potter debut at 20.
That's why even honestly, like all right, well I'm sure Henry Cavill really won't look much different in 14 years.
But
Um,
also, you can like CGI that shit. Use that anti-aging Robert De Niro shit.
I see Aaron Taylor Johnson's at the top here, but I've seen movies with him. Like he was in that Godzilla movie. He's
He's just
fucking
hard to take
when he's
serious. He's not a good actor, and the
no,
only
and
stuff
when
I've
he
seen him pull off are
yeah
comedic performances, and not
yeah,
even
and when he's
that.
bad, he's bad. He's really bad when
Yeah,
he's
he's in a
bad.
lot of shitty
That's
stuff. I'll be right
I
back.
mean, although
I gotta get some water.
yeah, I know he's in the movie called Bullet Train that just came out, and I've heard really good things about him in Bullet Train. So I can't say I've seen it, but I did hear he was actually really good in Bullet Train. Kind of hard to believe. I don't know. I've seen some of the movies he's been in. I've seen Kick Ass. I've seen Kick Ass 2. I've seen the Godzilla movie. The Godzilla movie was such a flop. I mean, that character sucks. Um, this is obviously a much more established character. This is a layup. This is you get someone who fits the role. Um, this movie should just bank. You know what? I don't know this James Norton guy. I don't really like his look, but again, someone that don't know who he is, kind of blends with Daniel Craig a little bit, so maybe that'll work. I think Henry Cavill is an obvious, like, if you put him in, this will be fine and really work and make money. Richard Madden, I think he has the look, but I don't know if he has the charisma. I think you got to have charisma. That's another thing. It's like I don't know this guy. I don't know if he does. I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson really has that charisma that you want. You're going to have this guy be a 14-year fucking run. Let's go back. I've never seen Bridgerton. I don't think this guy actually has the look. I mean, it's not like I've seen Song of the South lately, but maybe I have. Who knows? This guy, don't know him. I think he has the look. I don't know what he's like, but I could see this working. Really could. Shaved face. I could see this working. Sophie Desaru. I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on that one. Not good comment on that one. Callum Turner is best known for playing. I don't know who this person is, but if I search Callum Taylor, He's very British looking, a little more villainy looking than other actors. I could see this working. I don't think that's a bad choice either. A little too, I want to say a little too nerdy. So I think he would be a good villain in a Bond series. Jonathan Bailey, not seeing it too much. This guy would be great as a Bond. I know he has the charisma. He's been on the FX series Legion. I kind of like this choice. I know this looks like a 33-1. I think this guy would be good as fucking Bond. This guy would be a good Bond. Cheeto. All right, this guy is a good actor. I like him. Again, I don't see him as Bond, and that's what it's looking like right now. So that is interesting. Although, I mean, you know what? You're talking. I'm speaking like I know James Bond. Not really a fan. That's a kind of a funny thing to say, but I really am not when we talk about this. I did not like any of the Daniel Craig movies. I guess the one I liked the best was Casino Royale, but I remember being bored in the movie theater. That's one I probably liked out best. I've heard people still talk about that one. I can't say I ever saw a single one after that. The Pierce Brosnan movies, I remember falling asleep to at sleepovers in the 90s. It was like a great movie if you wanted to take a nap, but I never really got into those. I've seen some of the old Sean Connery James Bond movies, but they also they have a very datedness to them. So I as a kid I never got into it. It's something I'd actually want to go back and watch some of the old Sean Connery and Roger Moore movies. It's on my list to do. It's been on my list to do. Now these movies, they make a shit ton of fucking money overseas. So that's something that can't be denied. There is some fucking serious money in this franchise. And Daniel Craig, I know, has made some good fucking money on this. That's something that if you look at the franchise, even the Pierce Brosnan movies don't come close. Daniel Craig has done really well in this whole series. I mean, maybe that's just the market these days, but do know that no, I don't think he was the greatest Bond. He made tons of money. You know, they also were really going off of, at the time, the Bourne Identity series. The whole new James Bond movies, well, they're not new. You know, we're talking Casino Royale 2006. So, Jesus. I guess that's 17 years now. Wow. But those 5 movies that he was in really had more of a vibe of Bourne Identity than they did James Bond. At least what I think of James Bond. They were a little more like murky and depressing. Like, I know Daniel Craig always had this chip on his shoulder type vibe to his character. And it's not really what I want in a James Bond, I guess. I mean, again, I'm not a fan. I was a fan of James Bond Jr. It was a cartoon show in the 90s. So if you watch it, I had a few James Bond Jr. action figures. You know, I should play a James Bond Jr. clip. If I can even find a James Bond Jr. Probably find the theme song, right? That's got to be something that still exists.
Yeah, I say Goldeneye, regardless of year or system, is definitely like one of the best games ever made.
Yeah, I mean, what do you was that like? Did it have movie callbacks, or was it just the game you liked? Like, what did you like about Goldeneye?
The
I know it's like a very beloved.
I feel like it was one of the best and earlier versions of multiplayer stuff, where you would have 4 people against each other in like whatever map you choose. Most of the time we'd randomize. I think it was like a precursor to like the whole Halo boom and stuff, you know? Remember at Fisher's where we hooked up 2 consoles together on 2 separate televisions and had 8-player matches?
I thought we had like 4 things hooked up at once one time.
No, I thought
I feel like I remember. I feel like I remember we had
it was
like a
2
bunch.
consoles and 2 televisions, and then we had 4 on each and 8 people total.
But more importantly, do you remember James Bond Jr.? Did you watch that show in the 90s?
No, what the fuck is that?
Let me play this clip here.
Bond. James Bond Jr. No one can stop him, but scum always tries. Young Bond cuts through each web of spies. He learned the game from his Uncle James. Now he's heir to the name James Bond. James Bond Jr. Look out, he's coming through. He's got a job to do while he rescues the girl. James Bond Jr. chases scum around the world.
James Bond Jr., man. I'll say this. That was my favorite James Bond of all time, is that show. I had the James Bond Jr. action figures. I had a few of those. No joke. I like James Bond Jr. I don't know why.
Huh.
I did like that show.
I don't remember that shit at all. You should look up. Can you look up online if that merch is worth anything?
It very well could be. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I remember liking their action figures. They were kind of cool. They kind of matched up with Batman figures. I remember that.
What do you think that Zap comic you have with the errors worth? I mean, didn't we look it up?
It's
in,
not
in good condition. It was selling for a lot, but the condition of the one you got was pretty poor.
So I have the Zap comic number 0, and there's some weird things with this. There's multiple.
Like the lightning bolt is different.
Yeah, it's like there's all about prints. Where if you have a certain print that has,
it's like a short print.
Fucking no. There was like 5 prints of this. If you have like a first print, which if you have a first print, there's like a little mess up in the Z where there's a little dash in the middle of it. I think I have a second print. I don't have the full print.
Still, though, it's second edition. You know, that's better than third or fourth.
But still, I mean, if you have if you have like the number 1 print, it's like $150 comic.
Raw, like ungraded.
Yeah, ungraded.
But what if you grade it? You can grade comics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. What is the difference between the first? I'm trying to look this up. The second printing, I think I have the second printing, which makes it late 1968. But I don't have a great version of it. It's a little like if you got this ungraded, it would not be good. I would give it like a okay rating. I would not get this rated. They'd come back with like a 3. It's one of those things like don't get this shit graded. But right now on eBay, I could probably sell this for maybe like $60.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Do you remember what
Ain't
you paid?
that good? I paid $25 for it, so I'd probably make some money on it. Yeah, but I also have a Zap Comics number 2 too as well, so I could kind of maybe pair that with it.
Yeah, people like bundles.
They're one of those comic books though. I kind of like want to keep though. You know what I mean? Like at that point, I'd rather just keep it.
Yeah,
it's a cool looking comic. It's chrome.
No, I know what you mean. It's like it's more of like just something to have displayed that looks cool.
Yeah. So also, I have this as far as James Bond stuff. There is a British betting site that talks about the odds here. It's called Ladbrokes. I guess this is for soccer mostly. What do they call it? Football over there.
with the
But
with a U.
the best odds here are for Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's I mean, I guess it's almost a lock cuz another one coming up here is Ben Hardy. Who's Ben Hardy? That name sounds familiar. I don't know that. Actually, you know what? I don't know this guy, Ben Hardy. I guess he's in the
I know
EastEnders,
the Hardy
British
Boys.
motherfucker. Oh, he played Angel in the X-Men Apocalypse movie. It's like a blonde-looking motherfucker. I can't see him being James Bond. And the Cumberbatch comes up.
Isn't he past the age?
He's past the age, and he's a little too weird looking. He doesn't fit the. I think you have to be like, I don't know. I think you kind of have to have a good looking look to you. Now, Aiden Turner, he was in.
So you don't think Benjamin Cumberbucket's attractive?
I mean, he's not. Not really.
Sort
I
of like
guess.
Godzilla, like the newer versions.
I mean, he. Not. I
Can
mean,
you
I
get-
wouldn't
can
say
you get a
he's.
side by side of Benjamin Cumberbucket with his mouth open in Godzilla from 2004 or 5.
I got actually. Hold on. Like
Oh,
pull
you
up
already
quick.
have it, right? I forgot. You already.
quick.
No, we've had that in the vault for a while now.
Yeah, this is something that hasn't come up, I guess, yet, but it should, right?
How much Benjamin Cumberbucket looks like the new Godzillas?
No. Just I mean, here's a good clip of Cumberbucket here.
Oh,
Sliming
man.
around on the ground. Yeah,
But
no,
for
I
no
see. Like,
reason.
I mean,
this was
it's not that he's a
completely unnecessary.
bad looking. It's not that he's a bad looking guy or anything. He's just I don't know. I don't see James Bond. Now there is another guy, Aiden Turner. He was like the Hobbit, who was like the good looking Hobbit that the girl fell for. Do you remember him in the
and
Hobbit?
do you notice how they made him like slightly more human,
More
and
attractive.
taller than the other dwarves?
Yeah, I think I kind of hated that.
Why did they make him do this? Like they didn't even need this footage at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they wanted to like, if they're gonna animate the dragon, they want to maybe use some facial expressions off the actor. But yeah,
So
I mean, because they did.
They mapped Benjamin Cumberbucket's face to Smaug's face.
Yeah, maybe just for expressions. Because I mean, I know they did that with Gollum. So they were like, "Oh, okay, this is another good actor, like Andy Serkis. Let's see what we can do." It just looks so ridiculous. I'm not sure if he needed to slide around on his tummy like this, though.
He looks like he's about to climb the crag.
Is this your next James Bond, sliding around on the tummy, looking like pretending to be a lizard with the boom mic operator right in his face? I mean, I hope they didn't use this audio. I hope that they like went back and actually recorded his audio. Like, come on. Do you even need the boom operator
What
for
I
this?
don't get is like, why is he not just like sitting in a chair somewhere? Like.
Yeah, no, I
is he
agree.
Going around all over the floor if they're just recording his face.
I mean, maybe he's like a little character actor guy who thinks he's actually into the role. I mean,
He's into it.
Yeah, he's into it.
Oh man,
He's got fucking knee pads on.
You know what's funny is like someone needs to like tell him after he's done for like the next hour or two on this. It's like, yeah, we're not using any of this shit. We just wanted to. We just wanted to have this to watch and make fun of you later on. Peter's jacking.
Yeah, we just wanted people on the internet to make fun of you later.
No, it's like I bet Peter Jackson has people come over in his little like home theater basement, and they just put this on.
You know who's another one who hasn't come up on this list, but I know he's in that Renfield movie and Mad Max.
Oh yeah, Renfield.
Nicholas Hoult,
Oh,
whatever his name is.
Renfield. Shit, that Nicolas Cage vampire film.
Another guy that might be a little too goofy for the part. You know who would actually? I mean, I'm seeing him on this list.
He's all invested in the X-Men shit. You know?
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam. I don't think would be a terrible choice.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Chris Hemsworth would be a great choice, but I think he's a little too known for Thor.
Yeah,
I don't think he could do it.
Happen.
But I mean, like, I think. Yeah, but I know, but him with, like, let's say, him shaved, clean faced, maybe dyed his hair darker, would look like a pretty good Bond. Cillian Murphy, a little bit too much of a weirdo
He's
for that
Irish.
part. That's fine. It'd be kind of fine to have an Irish chap in there.
I thought they had to be a certain age and British.
I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, when this comes down to it, it's pretty obvious. It should be Henry Cavill. It's like if you want to make money off this and know it's gonna work, your easy choice is Henry Cavill. That's like your easiest choice to choose. No, I think he does want to do it. He's auditioned for the part for a long time. He went against Daniel Craig, and they chose Daniel Craig over Henry Cavill, going back to 2006. I mean, this goes back 17 years ago. So he was in the running the last time. James Corden. How about him? Do you want a fat you want like a fat
just use the Cats footage
actor?
Splice it in.
I'm see if Jude Law. Oh god, another old guy. Kit Harington. Too much. He's too much a known actor with Jon Snow. Again, I think if he wasn't Jon Snow ever, he actually probably. I don't know. I don't think he's. You know what? He doesn't have that charisma. He's a little more muted in his performances. He might not be a confident type character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to get some like borderline unknown. Fuck. You don't want people with baggage or they're gonna distract away from.
I mean, there's a couple of. I mean, this is a good one. I could see him playing Bond, Robert Pattinson, but I think again he's known for too many things.
Yeah, Twilight.
Here's one out of left field: Stephen Merchant. Don't think he can play Bond. Here's from what is it, from all the Ricky Gervais stuff? His co-writing partner.
They have that as a realistic option.
He's a 500 to 1, so not a realistic option.
Oh, this is betting stuff?
Yeah, this is a betting site. Here's a good option, but again, because he played the Kingsman, you really can't have him in the role. But Taron Egerton would have been a great James Bond.
No, actually, you know what? I think that would
have been a great James Bond,
because all the Kingsman is a fucking weirder James Bond.
Yeah, it's a parody, but you really can't do that. Have him be the parody and then have him come back. So
no. I think,
especially James Bond, man,
better than Henry Cavill for this part.
Here's another one that'd be good, but again, maybe a little. You know what? Maybe not as famous, but Tom Hiddleston would be a good James Bond. But, might be a little too goofy.
He's too connected to Loki now.
Yeah, and also maybe a little too goofy. Like you kind of want. He might be not as classically handsome as some of these other guys. Not like a Stephen Merchant handsomeness. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Oh, Michael Fassbender, going back years ago, would have been a good one. Probably better than Daniel Craig. Like if you got
I didn't know he
Fassbender.
was British.
Yeah. Or is he Australian? I know
I thought he was Irish.
Oh, he's Irish. He's Irish. Yeah. But that would be fine. You get a UK guy, Matthew Good.
Oh, you know what? Paul Bettany would have been decent.
Going back, probably when,
do you know he's married to Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah, but going back, I don't know. He even then, like, he went back to 2006. He might have still been old, for that part. I do like him. He might also be a little too like,
Blonde.
yeah. And even like even if you dyed his hair, he just has that. He has that look.
Well,
like
you know, Daniel Craig's blonde, so it doesn't matter.
that's why I like the Aiden Turner guy from The Hobbit. I get because he has like that dark complexion type to him. That would make sense. Aaron,
I don't think people
man,
even know who the fuck that he is.
no, and that's another thing. It's like, but again, that's good. It's like
It
maybe you
is,
want
yeah.
someone that's just totally unknown.
Yeah, this is sort of like the Oscars stuff, and I didn't even realize it because if I'm putting money down, I think I'm going the Kingsman guy.
I could kind of see that Richard Madden.
No,
Oh,
no,
Taron
the
Egerton.
Kingsman
Taron
guy.
Egerton. Taron
Yeah,
Egerton.
I think
okay.
he is. I think he's an easy choice because he's pretty young. He's already established that he can carry an action movie franchise for multiple films, and this is just like a higher step up from those movies.
I mean, here's also another choice. Harry Styles, very fucking popular.
Yeah, I mean that's almost like the. He's
Might
just
not be
too effeminate,
masculine
you know.
enough.
Like
Yeah,
James
yeah,
Bond
he
has
wants
to
someone
be
more
muscular
masculine.
enough to do certain things in the movies. You know, like his physique has to be at a certain level.
That's why I'm gonna say if I had to like do a layup casting, someone who I know is gonna make money, and it's like the easy choice is Henry Cavill. It's like the easiest choice to make out of this list. No wants to have the part, is available, not Superman anymore. It's Henry Cavill then. But then if I wanted to pick another person, I'd probably pick Richard Madden, the Game of Thrones guy.
I think you almost need to treat
I mean,
James
but
Bond as like
I do
a
agree with you,
superhero character. You know, like it can't be some like regular type of guy. It's got to be somebody who can pull off.
You know what? I'm
certain,
gonna give
like,
you
physical sequences and stuff like that.
I'm gonna give you 4 options who I think. Number 1, Henry Cavill. Number 2, you know what? I will say I think Taron Egerton would be good at the part. Number 3, I'm gonna put Richard Madden down. Number 4, the black horse, black guy. I'd put Idris Elba. Just fucking throw him in. People like him. Maybe only do 2 movies with him. 3, maybe 3 movies. Shoot him really quick.